From your perspective, what are the challenges the young entrepreneurs face these days?
Little strength to face it. So you will not have, a team to always motivate you. Sometimes you're all alone. See, in fact, if you
What is the impact of COVID on startup ecosystem?
at every, bump, speed breaker that comes on the road, you become a better driver.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk with Padmapriya Ramkumar. Padmapriya is an entrepreneur. She is also a soft skill trainer and an entrepreneurship skill trainer. So without any further delay, let's begin the interaction.
Hi Sakshi and hi Gold Motive viewers. I'm super glad to be here and thank you so much for having me in the show.
So before we dig into our conversation, Padmapriya, we would really like to know about your life story in your own inspiring words. So can you please just share your life journey with us and also the reason behind starting your startup, Goldmage?
Every entrepreneur need not have a very inspiring, soul touching story because mine is a very simple, straightforward one. See, I come from this a very normal middle class family in Chennai. So, growing up, we had this belief system you have to go to school, get graduated, get a job, get married, get settled. Normal girl with normal dreams. That's how my life started. And in fact, soon after my college got over, I positioned myself in an IT firm, a very good company, and I was there for almost a decade. Fantabulous job, great experience, and I loved my job. But after 10 years in my career, I was in a very good, comfortable position to go ahead, try and explore stuff. That's when I started trying corporate trainings, and I sort of started liking it, and then I streamlined it. I got myself educated in this line, and slowly I transitioned from a 9 to 5 to becoming a freelancer in training, and I partnered with a lot of training companies. Then now I've started my own firm. So it's been a very straightforward, slow and gradual journey. So there was never like this entrepreneurial burn in me, like I have to do this, do that. No, it gradually happened for me. So I've seen the best of both worlds. I've been into a full-time career, proper mainstream, and I've also been a freelancer, like trying to get projects. Then I have been a partner with different companies, and I've also started my own firm. And now this is baby step for me, like it's a startup. It's just, it's completely a new journey for me. So far, the ride has been super exciting, I would say. And yeah, I'm looking forward for more growth, more good things in future.
So, Padmapriya, at some point in your career, you were an employee and now you're an entrepreneur as well. So, as a person who knows the best of both worlds, what suggestion or advice would you like to give to someone who wants to quit their job and pursue entrepreneurship?
The answer to this question is not whether you have to go to a job or no, but rather we should look at it in a different way. How disciplined are you? How driven are you? How passionate are you in what you're doing? For example, when I was in the corporate, so for everything you have someone to get things for you. So life was smooth. But whereas when I'm an entrepreneur, when I'm a freelancer, even to take a copy, you have to go all the way by yourself to a copier shop and get it done. So all minor things, you will not have a great team to support you. You will not have a month on month credits to your account. And knowingly, when you come inside this and you are completely disciplined and you know what you're doing, then that makes more sense. So if you ask me, Sakshi, both the worlds are best. If you're capable enough to work in a team, to work for a company and contribute to a growth of an organization, that's a beautiful path and people should pursue it. We need so many people who can be star performers in companies and organizations and let it grow. On the other hand, when you have this deep passion to start something of your own, when you want to create something and there is this zeal completely within and you want to take action, then that's like your intuition is the best guide. It'll say that, take up entrepreneurship, and then when you go, you have to learn things on your own. There would be mistakes you would correct and you would just pivot and move forward. So both are best worlds and both are beautiful. That's what I would say.
Do you think that training and development field is still unexplored? Like people usually wants to work as an engineer, but there are very few who show interest to become a full-time trainer. So, what do you think? Like, is it due to the lack of awareness they have regarding the training field or due to the lack of skill set?
I don't know whether I will not call training and development as an unexplored field, because every corporate company today has an L&D department and it is filled with so much of talent. Not just big giant corporate companies, even if you look at freelancers, there are so many trainers available in the market. So I think people have understood and explored training very well. See, if there are more engineers, there is so much scope for them. If there are more and more trainers, you need a lot of people consuming knowledge also, right? So I think there should be a balance in the industry and it's going on the right way, in my opinion. But what's interesting, Sakshi, is every trainer must be also a constant student. You got to learn a lot of stuff so that you can go and share that knowledge with people. And a lot of people, maybe there are still a lot of professions where this constant learning is not a continuous process in their career. So people who are really willing and passionate about learning new things, upgrading themselves and sharing that knowledge should come inside this industry. I strongly believe training should not become, a mainstream career where everyone just comes out of college and becomes a trainer as such. People with true passion, genuine interest to share knowledge, and that zeal to connect with people. So these should be the qualifications, and I think only right candidates should come inside this industry so that it preserves the standard in here. So to me, I feel it's well explored, and people who are here and who sustain in this industry have understood the demands, and it's not just a business kind of stuff. It's more of giving back to the society and people. So responsible people should become trainers. So that's what I feel. Yeah.
From your perspective, what are the challenges the young entrepreneurs face these days? Also, how can they overcome them?
Sakshi, we cannot generalize that all young entrepreneurs go through a particular challenge, but in my preview or in my understanding, I would say one of the major challenge for a lot of us is being impatient. See, we start a company and most of us dream that it has to grow in the first year this way, next 3 years it's there, next 5 years it's there. All this roadmap and planning is good, but when things don't go that way, you got to be a little more patient. You got to understand, learn from your mistakes and go on. See, entrepreneurship, according to me, is not running a sprint. It's running a marathon. So in between, you will walk, you may jog, you may wait and then run. There are so many things that happens and you've got to be mentally prepared. So I think being impatient, restless, and if you don't get the expected result within 2 or 3 years and you're giving up on the dream, that's the major challenge. So the challenge is getting that strength, preparing yourself upfront that you are up for this marathon. It's going to consume a lot of your energy and you got a lot of mental strength to face it. So you will not have, a team to always motivate you. Sometimes you're all alone. See, in fact, if you take me, most of the times I'm all alone doing my work, and sometimes you feel demotivated. Sometimes you feel, see, when you work for a big organization, you always have a team to support you, and even if you don't meet expected result, you have another year to go ahead. But when you're on your own, you're on that tight, stringent deadline pressure. So handling that pressure, having that mental strength and cultivating that discipline to go through this longer journey and having a good vision, and so there's multiple things, and everything is a challenge for a beginner, and slowly you'll have to learn that. I would say that way, young entrepreneurs, not just young, even mid-aged entrepreneurs like me, or even people who start their business at the later age, the most important thing is discipline and patience. That's what I feel.
Padmapriya, I think you'd be the best person to answer this. How important is it for an entrepreneur to be a good leader?
See, entrepreneurship is all about leading and carrying your dream along with you. So it's quite important. So there's not, this can't even be a question. It comes unsaid. It's like it should be part of your DNA. But you have asked a very interesting thing, good leader. So we still don't know the definition as such for good leader. It's different from different people's perspective. To me, if you ask me, what kind of leaders should entrepreneurs be? Leading by example, leading with courage, leading with confidence, and maybe when you have all these three elements, the courage, confidence, and being an example, then maybe you qualify as a good leader. And of course, it's quite important. Every entrepreneur, it need not even have to be told. It's part of their DNA that they have to be good leaders. And I hope you will agree with me, Sakshi.
Do you think working in a corporate for some time and gaining real life experience can help one to achieve the entrepreneurial excellence? Or is it a better idea to start a startup right after the graduation?
See, that's the thing, Sakshi. It completely differs from person to person. We can't say any hard and fast rule that you have to have a corporate background, you have to work in a company to run a company. See, today we all speak about Elon Musk, the world's richest person, and he was, more into entrepreneurship right from the beginning. So there are some people, not just him, I'm just giving him as an example, but there are so many people who've been successful without working in a mainstream career or a job, starting their own business. And there are some people who have gone to B schools, formally educated themselves to run a business, to be an entrepreneur, and still suck at it. They haven't flourished or grown, in entrepreneurship. So I totally believe the answer to this question is not whether you have to go to a job or no, but rather we should look at it in a different way. How disciplined are you? How driven are you? How passionate are you in what you're doing?
Since you're a part of startup ecosystem, we would like to ask you this question. What is the impact of COVID on startup ecosystem? And how should an aspiring entrepreneur prepare himself or herself for the future?
Yeah, of course, Sakshi. COVID has taken a greater toll in my business. It's been very slow, I have to admit, and I'm waiting patiently. See, there are few trainers who've been, well prepared upfront in the digital space. That's the key. So you got to be future-proof in training industry as well is the new learning that I've got. I was more of an offline trainer. So I used to get booked for classes where I go visit corporate companies or, go to a forum, address people, speak, run sessions, come back, I take orders. So I was pretty much intact in the offline space. But when it comes to online, I'm a newbie yet. I'm trying to understand. I'm not a very, online matured person, I would say. So I'm learning my things in here. So it's been slow. But I have seen a lot of trainers doing pretty well in this time because they had been future-proof. And that's a learning for me. So, yeah, COVID has definitely, has been a spoiler in my business. It's been literally slow. And I know for all those people who are going through a tough phase, I think things would change. We will learn new things, new experience, and we will learn and move on. So at every, bump, speed breaker that comes on the road, you become a better driver. You just start seeing it up front. You adjust your gear accordingly, and then you still drive smoothly. So I feel COVID-19 is a bump on the road, and I'm getting used to it. And I think the world itself has gotten used to it, and we will move on. We will, pivot ourselves back and, come back with new knowledge, new experience, and new form. So yeah. So thank you so much for having me here, Sakshi and Goal Motive team. I really liked all your questions. It made me think, reflect on my life and my opinions, and it's been a beautiful interaction with you. So thank you so much for having me here, and all the viewers who are watching. I wish you all a very best in this year 2021. I hope you have, a very beautiful journey in your life, and all entrepreneurs, I wish you the very best, genuinely. You're trying to do something, and business is beautiful, entrepreneurship is beautiful, and you are in this wonderful space, and I wish you the very best in your life. Thank you so much.